All right, guys, we are back again with another guest. This time, no stranger to Nightmare Radio Show. Welcome back to Nicole Anderson, CEO of Her Wines, formerly known as
Unwined.
Unwined. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Lots been going on.
Oh, so much. Good stuff, though.
Yes, all good stuff.
stuff.
Everything for our good.
Yes.
So let's dive straight back into it. Those that are familiar with our show should be familiar with your brand, but we've had an upgrade.
Yes.
So what's going on?
Let's start with the good stuff.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
start good. We have 2 new flavors, y'all.
Yes.
Are we gonna get to try it?
That's the cups and the bottles there for yes, y'all.
Can we? Who doing the honors?
Can you do it? Because, I will mess it up every time.
You literally just got to press it.
Okay. Don't get this on camera, Philip. Go ahead.
Should I peel apart? Do this one.
Yeah. You don't even have to.
Oh, no. Do the In My Feelings.
Yeah, do the In My Feelings.
It's nice and chilled.
It's chilled. I chilled it for y'all.
Do you love me?
Hey.
Are you riding?
So you never, ever.
So the In My Feelings is a peach apricot blend.
Ooh.
So we're going a little tropical for you guys for the summertime.
Yes.
And then we have Girls Night In.
Yes.
Which is a mango wine.
I definitely want to buy every woman I know that has had to deal with my shit a bottle of wine for Christmas. It'd be on my list of things to do.
I think I'm gonna do that for my daughter's teachers.
Oh.
Each of them can get a bottle and a different personality because they all have different ones. But that mama need to break. I'm not a red girl, but I've been tapped in on the red.
I'm glad.
Check me out.
Go ahead, Ish.
And then just pull it.
Nope, just keep pressing. Literally don't stop. You're gonna feel it when the cork is up back in the top.
I would love to see her
Look at her face. Boom. You ain't never used one of those before?
selling branded electronic wine openers.
Coming soon, sis. We're gonna make it happen. We need
This
to
is lit, Brookstone.
Yes.
Remember they used to have that store so quick.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this.
Yes.
Right. While we get into our pours, I want you to get into the updates with her.
Yes. So first, her stands for having evolved repeatedly. So yes. So let's talk about that. So I needed to change the name. We'll kind of go into the details there, but I needed to change the name. And as I was brainstorming, I was like, I really want a name that is going to resonate with my peers, the people that I'm, targeting in my demographic audience, which is, women specifically, of course, Black women. But overall, just us going through this journey through life, right? We're constantly evolving. We're constantly going through an evolution. Thank you. An evolution, becoming better versions of ourselves, better parents, better spouses, better siblings, better children to our parents. We're just constantly going through this evolution. And I wanted a wine that can kind of go through that journey with you, complementing those moments that we're going through these evolutions.
Yeah.
So, anytime, at least for me and my core circle, anytime any one of us have a milestone moment, it's like, all right, we need a girls' night in. We need to get together. We need to get this. Who's got the bottle? You know what I mean? And so it's a celebratory moment. And then sometimes you have the moments where you're in your feelings because it's been a lot. It's been a week.
Right.
And it's like, let me get something to calm these nerves. Let me just relax, woosah. And there's nothing wrong with being in your feelings as long as you get yourself back up out of it, right? And so I wanted a wine that's going to be there to compliment you and be with you in that moment when you're having, when you're in your feelings.
Yeah.
So each of these new wines that are coming out, kind of go along with that journey. And that's what having evolved repeatedly stands for. So even though it's her and it's feminine, it goes along with the journey for anybody, honestly, male and female.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it as well. And I love this new taste. I'm sorry, y'all. I done got to sipping without y'all.
Yes.
It is giving sweet. It smells amazing when I was pouring
What's
it.
the
Like,
alcohol content? Because you know how
it's still high to the side.
This one's 12.75. This is actually average, y'all. This is average. Yeah. I want to amp it up, though. So hopefully next time we do the blend, I'll be able to get
Pipe
a little
it up.
higher. Yeah. I like to get a little.
Yes.
Get a little lit. Because
Get a
last
little
time I was tripping.
Oh, we did get a little tipsy in the studio, but I always like it when we get a little
loose.
Right.
Little loose.
So I'm sure that because, this is having evolved repeatedly, I'm sure that the process of you, getting to this level was a constant, evolution as well.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about the journey that it took for you to get here to this stage?
Yes, 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 yes. So, honestly, I have to say, I feel like sometimes God puts us through certain struggles to help us to be a testimony to others. And so I feel like I am going through, and I say going through because it is still impending, but going through this challenge because it's going to help me to help other small Black businesses figure out how to navigate in this new, world of business. So, America is supposed to be this land of opportunity, right? It's supposed to be made for all of us. But, we know that us as African Americans, we don't get the same opportunities that are afforded to others. So when I first started out this wine, this was, a baby of mine, started out, came up with the name Unwined. It was like, ooh, this is unique. In my head, I was like, you just came up with the sauce, girl. This is it. Oh, snap. So we start out, going through and doing taking all the necessary steps as, to legitimize your business, to make it legitimate, right? So fast forward to 2021, we're here, still very small, still growing and building. And I was approached by another company that their name is Ceci Inc., and they have a winery out in Texas. And one of the brands that they have is called Unwined as well. So, and if y'all remember my previous bottle, I had Unwined like majorly on the bottle, like it was big and bold. And, so when they sent the letter and everything like that, I understood that there could be a mistake in the market because they did have that name first, right? So I did my due diligence, trying to work and be amendable to the situation to try and adjust the name. Because after I did that, I found out that there are actually other Unwinds out there in the world. Other Unwinds, not just Unwinds that are like restaurants and bars, but actually other Unwinds that are wineries, even, bigger than me. So, interestingly, though, they have never pursued.
Were they also minority-owned businesses?
They were not. They were not. They were not. So this is the first time that this company has decided to target someone specifically in relation to their name and protecting their name. But it's interesting that there are other companies out there that are, again, larger than me, who have been around longer than me. They just don't look like me. So one would want to understand why, right?
Right.
So in the legal process, and this is all something that I'm learning too, right? In the legal process, when someone serves you and sues you in relation to, anything, in this case, it's trademark, they don't have to technically tell you why, right? But as you guys can assume, being minorities in this business, we need to understand why you found me out of all of these other companies, right? Why are you coming after the Black woman-owned business versus the other organizations that are out there that, may not have? Now, I'm not saying they have or have not gone after them, but from public records, we can see that the only one that they've ever filed a suit against is me.
Wow.
So there's this thing that, and it's actually called the Batson case. It was something back in the 80s. And if you guys remember, before the 80s, actually, and this is crazy to say that this only happened in the 80s, if you were in a jury, right, and you were on trial, and there was, the lawyers go through that process of picking their jurors. It wasn't until this case that it became illegal for you to not say, yes, to pick, someone of a different minority and not explain why. So that whole understanding of having to now justify your actions. You can't just say, all right, here's, 10 people, 3 of them are Black. The person on trial is Black. These 3 people we don't want. Before this case, they could just say those 3 out. And of course you knew why, because they were Black. Now you can't do that. They have to actually have something else to stand on outside of just those people are Black.
Right.
So I think personally that, this is something that we might need to consider for businesses as well, because there are so many large organizations that just because of the systematic things that are imposed on our nation today that allow businesses who are, larger to steamroll over small businesses. And it's not even just about, being Black, but it does play a part in this. We have to be able to ask that question of, why me?
Yeah.
Well,
And
I mean-
when it's looking like Big Bang take Little Black Bank.
Hello. Yeah,
Okay.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you persevered through this whole thing? Like, what is how are you?
Yeah, you
Queen
know,
check in.
Woo, queen check
Queen
in.
check
Let's
in.
do it.
Yes.
We need to take
Sip.
a sip.
Yes,
Mm,
take
need
a
a refill?
sip. Take a sip.
Are we running low? Because I'm running low.
Go ahead. Does Philip need a taste? He might want a
Yes.
taste.
Did you want
Can you
something?
Yes,
can you
Philip.
drink on the clock?
Show the producer some love, okay?
Yes,
You can't drink on the clock.
You
Okay.
can't drink on the clock?
Working.
Okay.
It's
That's
not
all right.
One
Afterwards.
cousin, did you want some wine? Okay, cousin,
Yes,
you
I
got
was
you,
trying to
girl.
offer you, but you was doing your thing. So, but tell us, Nicole,
Queen
how have you
check-in.
persevered?
Yeah,
Tell
you
us.
know, so one of the things, and you guys know this about me, is that I've always been really transparent
Right.
about the whole process and everything like
We
that.
appreciate that. for
Yeah,
sure.
well, you know, you have to, because everybody talks about, you know, entrepreneurship is hard. And
But how is it
difficult.
hard?
But they don't
sis?
explain
Right.
why.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Is it the haze that we can't know about? Like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah. And it's not. Honestly, it's not. But you know, I would be doing a disjustice to anybody to say that, you know, it's been easy, or that, you know, I'm honky dory and we're just doing great.
Right.
It's a process. It's a challenge. I'm still trying to adjust and figure out, you know, how I'm going to pivot in this legal suit, because there are so many aspects to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I've been nothing but, you know, again, flexible, trying to work with this company to, you know, kind of move past this and get to a settlement. They decided that that's not what they wanted to do. So here we go, you know? And I think sometimes when it's the David and Goliath, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I literally have been telling myself, God didn't bring you this far to let you leave now.
Right.
He didn't build
This is your
you
time
up.
in the wilderness, though.
Exactly. And so now I got to fight. Now I got to take the gloves off. They're going to have to see this black girl magic. What it y'all remember Brooke Valentine?
Yes,
Don't let
it's
this
about to
cute
be
face fool
Girl,
you.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to Brooke Valentine. She be getting a lot of love on this show.
Yes.
But we kind of went through something similar. And we can be transparent with you as well.
Mm.
So on our show, we used to have mixes.
Mhm.
Like, we play the music. It's like really the backbone of our show. Shout out to
Yeah.
the AP. Unfortunately, 2 record labels came to us about copyright infringement,
Mm.
and they snatched our shit off of Spotify.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we are no longer on Spotify, y'all. If you was out there
You were
looking for it,
us.
Mm.
that's the reason why. So we had to kind of like restructure our show, how
Yeah.
to do it, because the music was really like the heartbeat of our show. Like when you
Yeah.
get
Set us apart from other podcasts.
from other
Yeah.
podcasts,
Really like a radio show, you know?
Yeah.
you know. So now that we have been like fully independent,
Mhm.
we have to pivot and go into different directions. And it's just so funny because we had a good like sister talk this morning.
Yes.
And I know I be preaching to them all the time, but they love me, and I appreciate
Yes,
y'all
we
for
do.
taking it. But it's just like we're like in that midterm season of college.
Mm.
Like, you know, when school first start, it's cool,
Right.
and then once you know it's time to once it's time for the work to start coming, you got to do that work or you're gonna fail.
Right.
So it's just like we're all in that season of doing the work.
Doing the work. We got to put it in. And you know, it's interesting too, because putting in the work really means like figuring out, like for entrepreneurs, you got to be everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much about this legal stuff. More than I was like, I need to be a lawyer, because
At this point, right.
At this point, you know.
yeah.
But it's like, it's constantly just trying to, you know, go through adversity after adversity. But the true winners in this is the ones that don't let those adversities stop you.
Absolutely.
You know? Like, because they're going to keep coming, and they're going to get bigger, because the bigger that your show gets, the more challenges that are going to continue to come.
Right.
The
That's
bigger
a
that this
gem.
wine gets, the more it's like, it's going to be different challenges. We're going to be talking about different types of
Yeah.
challenges.
Things that we
that's
can't even imagine at this point that would be an issue
Exactly.
or a problem. You're right.
Exactly. So this is just, you know, God's way of saying, okay, you know, like, you're dealing with copyright infringement, so now you need to understand how to pivot that, because who knows what the next challenge is going to be. But
Right.
it won't.
Right.
At least we are armed with the foundation
Come
now.
on.
Yes, it's
So,
preparing you
no.
for
Come
something
on.
greater.
Mhm.
It is preparing you for something greater.
Yes. So, you know, Queen Check In, I'm here. I'm grinding. I ain't stopping. Ain't
That's
nobody
right.
finna stop this show.
But you know what I think is beautiful about this whole situation? The fact that your small black-owned business was mentioned in the name or in the room of this huge entity. To me, that is just God just trying to give you a window, like a little
Yeah.
peek into your future.
They see where it's going.
Yeah.
That's right.
They-
And that's why it was
That's why they
you,
coming for you.
know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The creativity behind this brand, the time that you have spent, girl. This list,
The
I
wine
keep
tastes
smelling
good.
it, girl.
They were a
It's-
secret shopper.
Exactly.
They
Right.
tasted
bought
that
a
shit
bottle,
and they
girl.
said,
It was
"Hold
like,
on, wait a
"Hold
minute,
on."
this too good." They let the other ones.
They bought a
flawed,
bottle.
but they said, this is too good, and we not finna let this black girl shine for real.
And you know what? Your
Right.
exposure. I know that timer hit, but you know, if I did not, if we did not have a personal friendship,
Yes.
I would not have known because you have been nothing but consistent. Baby girl has been traveling. You know,
Yes.
stay hopping. You've been snatching my bestie
Event.
up on the planes and stuff. You know, on different sides of the
Yes.
country and stuff. So the exposure that you're receiving, the groundwork that you're laying for it, it's not in vain for sure.
You know, I can't believe that it is. I can't, you know, like I have to believe that, you know, God is like, hey, this is just setting you up. And, you know, I feel like, again, in this industry, we cannot allow bullies. We can no longer allow people to look at us, because I know that I was targeted because I was a small fish in this big pond.
Yeah.
You know, let's keep it real. There are 1% of black winemakers in this industry. $1 billion industry, 1%.
Wow.
So we cannot allow ourselves to be steamrolled, to be bullied, or anything like that. Just because we may appear small doesn't mean that we're not mighty and that we can't have fight.
Right.
So yeah, we, you know, still kind of keeping composure, keep, you know, business as usual, figuring it out. But it's definitely just another hurdle to get through.
Well, it's also good that you had the resources to take these to counteract on this legal action, because a lot of other small businesses don't have those same resources. So talk about the importance of that real quick.
Man, yes. Honestly, having a legal team is real, you know, and let's take it back a step. One of the reasons why it even took me a second is because, again, when you're small businesses, you don't have a lawyer on deck. Like, we don't have people just, you know, ready to pull out when you need it.
Right.
So it took a minute even trying to find, like, the right partners in the legal field as well. But the biggest thing I would say is just do your due diligence. Her wine is now being trademarked. So come for me if you want to. But
Period.
Yes, all the names, Girls Night In My Feelings, trademarked. So, you know, it's learning
worth
lessons,
it,
right? It's definitely worth it. It's learning lessons. But, again, as business owners, we have to operate in the space that we're going, not the space that we're in.
Amen.
So we can't operate in the small,
Just
you know,
said
minded. We
further
gotta go
Testament
bigger.
of today's conversation.
Aisha was just telling us that on the phone this morning. She was saying that you have to see the end first, and then you have to plan how you're going to get there.
Yep, that's it. Ooh,
Just
girl.
coming to a pulpit near you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think you, evangelist?
Right.
Evangelist
Come
Ish,
on.
the
I'm here for
executive
it.
evangelist.
Executive evangelist.
Hello. Don't play with her.
Yes.
So with that being said, what is the end goal? What does the ultimate future for Her Wines look like?
So first of all, I haven't announced this yet. So y'all, this is like
Oh, we get an
Exclusive.
exclusive.
We need to
I would
save
drink
that
to
same.
that.
Cheers.
Yes.
Clink, 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 clink. Eye contact, or you know what else? We know what they say.
What they say? What they say, Georgia
What they say?
Southern?
What they
We ain't got
say?
time for bad sex now.
Oh, hell no.
All right, we making all the eye contact.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Couldn't?
listen, you gotta tap it for that.
Okay. Hey, clink,
Hello.
clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
Air clink.
Go.
Ah,
I got you.
All
So
right.
drop that news on us.
So you guys, I'm so excited. We are finally distributed.
yeah.
But in Bermuda.
Whoa! How did you land that?
Yes,
Congratulations,
yes.
queen.
Thank you. Thank you. guys.
Yes,
Yeah, we
cheers. I
that
got
was
a chug
big.
to that, really.
Mhm. Girl, I gotta get my man to take me to Bermuda now.
Yes, girl. Yes, you do, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, no, honestly, y'all, again, that's why I have to have this faith. God. That came nothing but God. There is a black distributor, Pink Barrel, so shout out to them in Bermuda. She reached out to me. She found me on Instagram, just, fell in love with the brand. She was looking to promote black brands in Bermuda. There's a gap there, and she wants to introduce more black wines and spirits to the island. She found me, and she wanted to partner with me. And
Congratulations.
And just like that,
Yeah,
God be
just
ordering
like
your
that.
steps and be
Just
setting
like
you up.
that.
Okay.
International
See how the
wine.
Father be
we
working.
international.
Baby.
International wine kind of
Black business.
CEO.
Yes.
Don't play with Nicole Anderson.
Nationally known.
Period. Wow. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Nicole, I'm ecstatic. I think we are all
Thank
super duper
you.
excited. please let our listeners know how they can purchase, where they can follow you, and how they can continue to support you.
Oh, yes. So you guys can definitely come out and support. We are Her Wines. It's herwines.com. So definitely check our website out. You can place your order. We ship. We have same-day delivery for if you're in the Atlanta area. We also have pickup locations as well. And for those that are on social media, you can find us at It's Her Wine. That's on Instagram and Facebook. It's Her Wine.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Thank you so much, Nicole, for coming through today. International wine connoisseur. Don't play with her.
As I guzzle the rest of this.
Listen, girl, you got to chug it now. This is swig at this point.
So how we